Monopoly. Monopoly was first confronted in U.S. law by Teddy Roosevelt, which historically and politically was quite a betrayal, considering that Teddy Roosevelt grew up with the privilege in New York City as one of the founding Dutch families. But politics and history aside, our American government confronts monopoly. During this confrontation, what is to happen? What does government want from monopoly? There are many resolutions that can stem from monopoly. So once a government identifies monopoly, there's many potential resolutions, and I have them listed here. Allocative efficiency. Allocative efficiency is a prospective resolution. Where does allocative efficiency happen? Allocative efficiency happens at where price equals marginal cost. This is important so that people know the true cost of the goods they are buying. Often monopolists inflate costs or offer products at inflated prices. The most popular resolution for monopoly, and this usually happens with public utilities and cable companies, is fair return, where the government lets monopolies charge their costs. But once companies know that government's going to allow them to charge them whatever something costs, then something's going to wind up costing anything. So there's not an efficiency incentive there with fair return. What about what some books call productive and some other books call technological efficiency? Productive or technological efficiency is found at minimum ATC. How can we make this product at the cheapest cost per unit? The examples in history for this one are found during wartime efforts. Making boots, making life jackets, making helmets, bulletproof vests, making ammunition. How could we figure out the cheapest way to make these war materials in 1942? Right. Profit max. If a monopoly is left alone to do as it pleases, monopoly is going to want to maximize profits without price discrimination. So this is just simple profit max. I have the symbol pi there to represent profit. But then we can have profit maximization with price discrimination. And we're beginning to see this with the pharmaceutical companies. What they do is during their advertisements, they'll ask people, if you have trouble getting this medication, contact us and we'll have for you a special price. So with price discrimination, each consumer pays a unique price under perfect price discrimination. So we'll be using an average price here. So the approach we're going to be taking is we're going to have price minus ATC times quantity will give us our profit, and then we'll describe what the outcome is. Over here is the monopoly graph. We have the demand curve. We have below the demand curve, which is forming what looks like a jaw, we have marginal revenue. And marginal revenue is always lower than demand because marginal revenue considers discounts, whereas demand just shows price. This rising curve is marginal cost, and this V or U-shaped curve is ATC, which means that costs go down as production is expanded, but at some point costs will begin to rise. Okay, so let's take a look. We will be doing price discrimination last. That can be a bit messy. So perhaps the place to begin is just a simple profit maximization. So profit maximization happens where MC equals MR. So profit maximization is where MC equals MR. I'll use the symbol for profit. So profit max MC equals MR. All right, where does that happen? Well, here's marginal revenue. Here's marginal cost. They equal at 90 quantity. At what dollar amount? I don't know because this graph doesn't say so. But if this company holds back production to 90 units, it drives up price to 60 and ATC to 45 because it's so underutilized. But what this company does is this company will make a profit apiece. So what we had earlier, let's change to this, times Q for a total profit. So what do we have here? We have this company rationing or making this product rare enough so that price gets driven up to 60, ATC gets driven up to 45. So they're selling this product for $15 more than what it cost them 90 times. So we have 15 times 90, so we have a total profit of 135 or 1350. If I to get those zeros correct. So good. So we know 10 times 90 would be 900, so it's a total profit of 1350. Good. Well, that's usually how government finds monopolies. All right, so what is usually the first resolution offered in an antitrust case? Well, that would be fair return. So fair. Fair is where price equals ATC. So the government will allow the monopoly to charge their costs, but once the monopoly knows that the government's going to allow them to charge anything, then their costs can become anything. So there's no efficiency or hardly an efficiency incentive under fair return. So where does P equal MC? We find prices along the demand curve. Prices are found along the demand curve. ATC is this U-shaped curve, and they meet right here. So it doesn't matter what they or it is. They're going to equal. Profit apiece is going to be 0. So now we're going to release a little bit more output, but we charge what it costs us for a profit of 0. This junction is happening at $40. So we drop the price of the product, more people buy it, and this monopoly charges the public what it costs them. Okay. Imagine if this product had some kind of positive spillover effect. Imagine if this were some kind of medicine, crutches, wheelchairs, maybe school books, and it could be argued that the government should help this monopoly make this product, or that we should make this product as abundant as possible, or pursue what's called allocative efficiency. With allocative efficiency, we are not engaging in overkill nor underkill. So allocative efficiency happens where P equals MC. And where does that happen? Well, price is found on the demand curve. MC is this rising curve. So P equals MC right here at quantity 125. So we're going to have quantity 125. Quantity 125, quantity 125 results in this low price of 24. However, ATC is 35. So what we're going to have here is we're going to have a loss of $9. We're going to have a loss of $9. So we're going to lose $9 125 times. Okay. So if this were 10, this would be 1250. And 1250, I take away 125 will be our total outcome. So 1250, we take away 125. So I believe that's going to be 1125 loss. All right. So if we want to pursue allocative efficiency, we may, but it's going to result in an economic loss of a little bit over $1,000 if my math is correct there. All right. So if it's something with a positive spillover effect, medicine, academic books, perhaps the government can pay in this subsidy. All right. What about productive or technological efficiency? Imagine if this were a war. We need to make bullets and helmets and boots for the soldiers. We want to drive down cost to its minimum. We want to have a minimum ATC, and that happens in this graph where price equals ATC. So where does price equal ATC? This happens, pardon me, where MC equals ATC. Minimum ATC happens where it's bisected by MC. So now we're going to make a quantity of 150. Now we're going to make a quantity of 150. But this bumper crop of 150 drives down price to $12. And ATC is also driven down. ATC is also driven down. So we're going to have more available than ever before at 150 quantity. However, we're going to have both the lowest ATC and lowest price, but price is much lower than ATC. So we're going to lose $18 a piece according to this graph. We are going to lose $18 a piece. So doing the math here, 1.5 times 18 will be 27. So we're going to have a loss of 2,700. We will have a loss of 2,700. So negative 18 times 150, I believe, is negative 2,700. But if it's during the wartime, I'm sure the government will help any company making ammunition or army boots or vests for our sailors. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is price discrimination. What happens if this monopolist charges each customer a unique price? Well, where does price discrimination happen? Price discrimination is allocatively efficient, so it's going to happen at a quantity of 125. What is happening above 125Q is this. Price is crossing marginal cost. So we know what ATC is at 125Q, and it's $35. However, what we're going to have is we're going to have many prices. So what we have to put here is an average price. The last person to get product under price discrimination gets the 125th unit and pays $24. Technically, that $100 is a choke price, and at $100, no one buys product. But let's just say, for simplicity's sake, the first person to get product pays $100 for it. So what we have to do is we have to find the average between 24 and 100. So that's going to be an average price of 62. So we have 62 as an average price, and I'll put in, it's the average between 100 and 24. So on average, we sell for 62 what costs us 35. So 62 minus 35 results in positive 27, and positive 27 times 125 will give us a whopping profit of $33.75 under price discrimination. So you might wonder why these drug companies are making more overtures to the needy and asking people if they can afford medication. It's not because they're worried about getting into heaven. It's because they want some of those massive profits there. This is